Hey guys, it's Kami and today I'll try to teach you fishing with rod, as well as give you some tips and say what you may need that fish for. So let's start with fishing itself. In order to start fishing with a fishing rod, obviously enough, you will need one. Any grade will suffice. Fishing rod can be obtained from fishing NPC. The rest ones you can either buy from market, get as some quests reward, or craft in tool workshop. I will make a separate video on crafting, so stay tuned for that one. Anyways, you can see the needed materials for some of them on your screen, just for example. The difference between them is in their durability, which will grant them longer lifespan, as well as different perks. For example, the most common is bonus speed to fishing. Green rod gives +1, blue rod +2, and golden +3. There are other perks as well, like for example triple float fishing rod has a higher probability to catch higher rarity fish. Now when you got your rod, to start fishing find a water nearby. Sea, river or lake doesn't really matter, the difference between those is the fish you can catch and we will have a look at it a bit later. What really matters is the amount of fish. You can check it on the map by clicking territory resource information. The blue one is for fishing resource. Obviously enough, the higher percentage is better. Also, to be a bit more precise, when you stay near the water with rod in your hands, you can see the fish amount on your screen over there. Reach is a good one. Now finally we start fishing. Simply press space with rod in hands when near the water. Though note that you have some sort of a range, so you can't really fish from high places or through some obstacles. You will just waste durability. Also you can hold space to charge, which supposedly can grant you better fish. But I will state that it is not worth it. Better spend your energy on something else. I have got junk with 10 energy charge and with 50 only simple fish, and I tried few times between. Now it will take some time for fish to bite. When it does, press space. You will see a gauge now, and you want to press space when it fills completely, or I could say also the line moves completely to the right side. That is the perfect timing and you will catch the fish immediately. It might take some practice. Anyway, don't worry, you can press safely on the blue, aka right part of your gauge. Just make sure to not press on the red one. If you will press on the blue one, then you will start a minigame. All you need to do is just to spam the right keys in the correct order within a time limit. All keys are limited to WASD, so that should be easy. If you get only 2 keys to spam, most likely it is junk or a simple fish. But if you have a lot of keys to spam, then most likely it is a blue rarity fish, or at least a green one. You can also catch keys with which you can open treasure chests, which you will find more often than the keys themselves, or at least I do so. And moreover, you can catch a determining piece of ancient ruins, video about which I already have on my channel. You can check it over there. Fishing is also a great way to spend AFK time. Instead of pressing space when fish bites, just do nothing. Character will automatically take fish out after some time, which differs for different rods. As examples, 3 minutes for simple, 1.5 for golden, and so on. Fishing will not only get you fishes and other stuff, but it will also give you some XP, skill XP, titles, knowledge, as well as fishing XP itself, by leveling which you will be able to use higher grade fishing rods and catch a wider variety of fish. But if you don't want to AFK while fishing and want to do it yourself, then I would advise to increase your fishing ability, aka fishing speed. You can do that in a few ways. Firstly, you can get some rod which increase fishing speed. I have shown them previously in this video. Also, you can get yourself a fisher's clothing, which you can buy, craft, get as a reward. And finally, buffs granted by food and bait. For example, currently I have aloe yogurt buff, paste bait buff, and a green rod which grants me a total of +4 fishing speed. And you don't want to get over +5 as it won't grant any visible benefits. Though I have to say I haven't tested it myself, even though I have a few better rods lying covered in dust, but it was tested by other players and I won't test it anytime soon. Also, the thing to notice is that same buffs from food does not stack. For example, if you use fruit wine and after half an hour aloe yogurt, it will just override it and you will still get only +1 speed from them. But buffs from bait plus food does stack. Now what do you need that fish for? First of all, you can sell it to any nearest trader for silver, just like any other trading goods, and you will get some trading X for it as well. I will make a separate video on this one. Other than that, they are needed for cooking some food. A good example is a good feed for your pets. I will make a separate video on this one as well. Also note that fish do expire. It has 24 hours freshness time. The less time left, the less trader will pay you for it. The price doesn't count in seconds, but rather in percentage. 100% is something like first hour or hour and a half from the time you caught it. But I don't really remember, so don't take my words for it. Though it is somewhere close to that. If you went AFK or to sleep and left your char fishing, and when you got back, your expiry time is almost up, you don't want to sell fish for cheap and don't want to cook now, or you simply want to sell fish to other players, and you cannot sell raw fish to other players. Then you can dry your fish by pressing L or any other button which you have for processing, then choosing dry, selecting your fish and pressing start. You will get some amount of dried fish, and it can be more than one. Also, it doesn't have any expiry time and can be used for cooking in proportion of 2 dried fish to 1 fresh fish. If you are lucky enough to get always 2 or more, then you can not only save it for later, but benefit from it as well. But note that you can dry fish if it expired, also you will not be able to sell it to a trader, as well as you can dry it only if it is not raining on you, if you are not wet. But as weird as it is, you can dry underwater. What can I say? BDO logic. Also, the rarity of fish after drying is still in the work for cooking. I will talk more detailed about rarity of fish for cooking in video about cooking, so stay tuned for that one. And finally, you can measure the size of your fish, of course, with other players. Go to game menu by pressing escape or selecting it on your menu bar and press fish book. There you can see percentage of overall fish species caught, rarity of fish you already caught, number of times you caught it, its size, few words about it, and the comparison of your size, I mean the size of your fish, with other players. For example, you could say I'm in top 5 with a bunch of other players by the size of sweet fish. Also, fish is divided to freshwater fish, ocean fish, which is just where you can find them theoretically, shellfish, which I guess is not really a fish, but I only got terrapin turtle from there, so I have no idea what else is there, and other seafood. From those so far I have only found a starfish. My guess is that octopus goes here as well, because I got a quest for it. And that's about it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.